It's time for a new evolution in raising golfers, one that doesn't involve headaches, tears, or heading down the path of unknown. Whether you're trying to introduce children to the game of golf, help them play competitively, or play at a collegiate level, you're in the right place. This show is for any parent, player, or coach who wants to build a better team at home and on the golf course. This is the Raising Golfers Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Raising Golfers Podcast. I am your host, Travis Hauser, PGA professional here in Carlsbad, California. Just came off a week-long break between our two semesters and excited to get this spring semester started. We have a lot of fun things coming in our academy. We're going to have our new Operation 36 classes, which also includes an on-course golf class and also an intermediate level Operation 36 class, and then we also have the PGA Junior League starting. It's going to be a lot of fun. So today's episode is going to be about accountability, and this is something I've been thinking about with now having intermediate level junior golfers starting and growing with the program. It's something that I think is quite important. So I wrote down a few notes about accountability, and the first thought about this was that it was just about holding junior golfers accountable, which is true, but I think it's also important that go through different accountability roles that we all have, whether we're a coach or parent or a player. So let's get into this, and I'm going to talk about the coach's accountability and responsibilities first, and then we'll kind of move down the list from there. So as a coach, what I believe is we have to help players stay accountable for their goals that they set. So this could be a score that they want to achieve. This could be a team that they'd like to make, whether it's high school or college. But it's our job to hold them accountable to what they say they want to do, because I do see day in, day out where a kid will go out, they'll play, let's just say a 9-hole challenge, and they'll come back extremely disappointed about their score. Now, they say that they want to shoot a certain score. They want to pass their division, Operation 36, but they don't do it. And of course, we can't control that day in, day out. But at the same time, is that player actually putting in the effort and the hard work to reach their goal? And is their effort and hard work aligned with their goal? And so we have to make sure that we hold them accountable to these things. And, it's a fine line. We don't want to do it too soon, especially as they're just kind of growing in the game. But certainly when they start saying that this is what they want to do, we got to help. Now, I think players and parents can hold coaches accountable for making sure that they treat everybody with respect and, really encourage the players to learn. And that's a big thing for me, is trying to encourage everybody and trying to stay positive and be a positive role model, because I think kids do watch what we're doing. And I think it's important that us as coaches, we are doing these things and we're making sure that we're encouraging them. They're having fun. It's a positive experience, and we are positive role models. We also need to be very clear and consistent with our communication, and we also have to be very, very, very good listeners. Now, as coaches, we also should be held accountable for knowing the game of golf. We have to know what we're teaching. We've got to know the technical side of things. We've got to know the mental side of things, the emotional side, the physical side, the tactical side. The list goes on and on and on and on. Fortunately for a lot of us coaches, we did play the game of golf at a high level. And so we've gone through a lot of the experiences that junior golfers are going through. But at the same time, we can continue to improve our education level in those areas and learn about those things and learn about experiences other players have gone through as well. We also want to make sure that we make it very, very safe for kids to make mistakes, fail, and learn. And last year we had an episode, Failure is a Feature, and I think it's an important one to go back and listen to. That was with Gavin Grindelwood, and there's just so many good positive takeaways to have from that episode. And again, it kind of reflecting on mistakes are okay. It's okay. In our learning environment, it's okay. And we need to make sure that we are instilling that as coaches. We also want to make sure that we are coaching the child, not the sport. And we are accountable to build an environment of respect and fun and safety, but not fear and intimidation. And if your junior golfer is at a level where they're still trying to enjoy the sport, they're trying to have fun, make sure that that aligns with the programs that you have them signed up in.
And now let's hear a message from our show sponsor. Hey guys, this last spring I teamed up with Operation 36 here at our facility in Carlsbad, California, and it has completely changed my way of coaching and service to my customers. Operation 36 is a developmental golf program designed to take beginners from playing their first round to being able to shoot par or better for 9 holes. So here's how it works. Participants attend weekly 1-hour classes and work through a 6-level curriculum. They then play in 9-hole events once or twice a month with a common goal to shoot 36 or better from different distances. And using the Operation 36 app, coaches can plan programs, communicate with families, and track students' progress. It's really, really cool. If you're a parent listening, search for a program near you on their website at operation36.golf/juniors. And coaches, if you'd like to start a program at your facility, go to the same website, operation36.golf/coaches.
Now, as parents, your role is very, very long, and the list is very in depth, as you know, with the accountability that your children have for you and what you need to be doing in your role. But let's just go over a couple of important ones. So we want to make sure that you as a parent can help surround your kids with positive role models. That can be coaches, it can be other players, it could be other elite athletes or golfers. Maybe taking them to tournaments, let them see how their demeanor is, what they do on and off the golf course. I think that would be really positive for them. Helping them find their passion, and not necessarily tell them they should be passionate about things. So where does this tie into golf? Well, for example, maybe they're not quite passionate about playing in tournaments right now, or playing tournaments that require travel. And, I think we have to be patient with that. And maybe they're passionate about PGA Junior League or Operation 36 9-hole challenges, or, just going out and playing with their buddies. And I think that's fine. And we got to make sure that as parents too, that, this ties into last week's episode with taking a break. And, there's really got to be a good balance and life away from the sport. So we want to make sure that, the junior golfers are able to do other things besides just golf. And I think golf being part of life is an important thing if golf is your thing. But at the same time, having those breaks and having other aspects in life to be able to enjoy is also extremely important. That balance, I talk about this balance a lot. This balance is really, really important. So, as parents, I think a coach is going to hold you accountable, and the players would like to hold you accountable as well, whether they know it or not. And that is to value their effort and focus more on the process, not just results. Results can be really, really a killer if that's all we're chasing, and it can be a slippery slope going the wrong direction. So let's really focus on those things. And that's why at our Golf Academy, we praise things like effort, hard work, sportsmanship, and a positive attitude. And parents, lastly, I think I'm just going to leave you with just be patient. It's, I think development is a long road. It's going to have its ups and downs. It's never linear. So enjoy it, have fun, and just love watching them play. Now, the last one is going to be the players. So players, you've got to be accountable for yourselves. And I think the first place I'm going to start actually is, as an athlete, I think you need to be accountable to let coaches and parents know what you want and what you need from the coaches or parents in your current place in your development. I think that's really important. And I read an interesting statistic that a lot of high school students say that 50% of high school students say that their parents don't even know what their goals are in their own sports. So I think communicating that with your parents, communicating that with your coaches and those who are on your team is extremely important. If you are trying to achieve a new score or make a new team, maybe you need to start showing up early and staying late at practices, showing up and practicing putting and chipping, or staying late and doing the same thing, or staying and playing some games with your buddies around the putting green or on the driving range, or going out and playing a few holes if you've got a membership or a youth on course pass. Like those kinds of things, I think are really starting to show that, your effort level is more in line with what your goals are. And you've got to stay positive the whole time. I mean, it's just tough. I can understand the ups and downs. I went through it as a junior golfer, but staying positive and understand that this is a process is extremely, extremely important. And I was reading an article the other day about Colin Morikawa and just elite athletes, or, really for golf specifically. And mindset is just huge. And it's the differentiator between who really makes it to the highest level and then who doesn't, even though all of them wanted to make it to that high level. And I think the positive attitude and limiting the amount of excuses, especially in golf with all the elements we have, such as wind and weather conditions, temperature, distractions, those kinds of things, we've got to see everything as a learning opportunity, and how to go back to the drawing board and learn how to overcome those obstacles, I think, is going to be huge. So players, you've got to stay patient, and you're going to have to embrace the ups and downs. You just are. And I think a coach can help you through those situations, and your parents can help you through those situations as well. We've just got to make sure that during those ups and downs, you are staying positive. You are not letting your demeanor or your actions show something different than who you are as a person, and let that really negatively influence what your goals are and what you're actually trying to achieve. So everybody, I believe, has some role here in accountability. I think coaches have their accountability towards parents, towards players and themselves, and parents are the same, and players are the same. And again, this episode was sparked because I'm trying to hold some of my intermediate level players a little bit more accountable for a few things, but at the same time, I need to be held accountable for some of the things that I've talked about, and parents need to be held accountable for some of those things as well. It's a team effort. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work and effort and time, but it's something that we all look back and it was all worthwhile time and an enjoyable experience. And I hope that's the way you see it as well. So get out there. Let's go achieve those goals. Let's work hard as a team, and look forward to having you guys here back on the podcast next week.